Ever wondered what made Princess Diana the people's princess? Let's delve into the life of an extraordinary woman who left an indelible mark on the world. Born Diana Frances Spencer, she would later be known to millions simply as Diana. Her allure was undeniable, captivating the hearts of people everywhere. But what was it about Diana that drew us in? Was it her radiant smile, her compassion, her resilience in the face of adversity? Or perhaps it was all of these elements combined, creating the enigma that was and still is Princess Diana. Her popularity transcended borders and cultures, and even today her legacy continues to inspire and intrigue us. Questions about her life, her love, and her untimely death still linger, adding to the mystery of this global icon. Join us on a journey through her life as we explore the making of a princess, a humanitarian, and a global icon. Diana's story begins in Sandringham, England in 1961. Born on the 1st of July, Diana Frances Spencer was the fourth of 5 children. Her family was not ordinary. They were British nobility with royal ancestry. As a child, Diana grew up in Park House, a stately home situated on the royal estate of Sandringham. Her early years were marked by privilege, but not without turmoil. When Diana was just 7 years old, her parents, the Viscount and Viscountess Althorp, went through a bitter divorce. This was a pivotal moment in Diana's life as she found herself caught in the middle of a custody battle. Eventually, her father won custody and Diana, along with her siblings, remained at Park House. As for her education, Diana attended Riddlesworth Hall and then Westheath Girls' School. She wasn't particularly academic, but she shone brightly in other areas. Diana was known for her compassion, and she had a particularly soft spot for children. This love for children would become a defining aspect of her character and would later inform her philanthropic work. After completing her education, Diana didn't immediately step into the world of aristocracy. Instead, she took on roles that allowed her to work closely with children. She first worked as a part-time assistant at Young England Kindergarten in Pimlico. Here, she had the chance to be around children, nurturing and caring for them. This experience was so rewarding for Diana that she decided to become a kindergarten teacher at the same school. She loved the job, and it was evident in the way she interacted with her students. In many ways, these early years were a reflection of the person Diana would become. Compassionate, caring, and deeply connected to children, Diana was a woman who found joy in simple pleasures. She was just beginning to carve out a life for herself, one that was distinctly her own. Little did young Diana know, her life was about to take a turn that would catapult her into the global spotlight. In 1981, Diana stepped into the world of royalty. The shy 19-year-old was thrust into the limelight when she began dating Prince Charles, the heir to the British throne. Their courtship was a whirlwind of romantic gestures and media frenzy, with the whole world watching their every move. Diana's engagement ring, a stunning blue sapphire surrounded by 14 solitaire diamonds, became an emblem of their love story and a symbol of the grandeur that awaited her. In the summer of that year, Diana walked down the aisle in a wedding dress that is still remembered as one of the most iconic gowns in history. With its 25-foot train and 8,000 pearls, it was a dress fit for a fairy tale. The wedding, held at St. Paul's Cathedral, was a spectacle watched by an estimated 750 million people worldwide, a testament to the global fascination with the young couple. As a royal, Diana embarked on a new life under the scrutiny of the public eye. She gracefully navigated the intricacies of royal protocol and quickly became a beloved figure. Her charm, beauty and warmth endeared her to the public, and she was soon dubbed the People's Princess. In the midst of her royal duties, Diana also became a mother. In 1982, she gave birth to her first son, Prince William, and 2 years later she welcomed her second son, Prince Harry. Motherhood became a central part of Diana's identity, and she was determined to give her sons as normal a life as possible, despite their royal status. But beneath the glittering surface of her royal life, Diana was battling personal demons. The pressures of royal life, media scrutiny, and her turbulent marriage were taking a toll on her. But Diana, ever the fighter, would face these challenges head-on, showing the world that beneath her royal title, she was a woman of incredible strength and resilience. The fairy tale princess was, in fact, living a far from perfect reality. As the royal life unfolded, Princess Diana found herself grappling with challenges that were far from the glittering tiara and the glamorous gowns. The pressures of royalty, the relentless media scrutiny, and the disintegration of her marriage all weighed heavily on her. Within the royal family, Diana struggled to find her place. The protocol, the expectation, the stiff upper lip, it all seemed to stifle her spirit. She was a vibrant, empathetic woman in a world that seemed to value tradition over individuality. But Diana was not one to be silenced or sidelined. She fought for her voice and her place, even when it meant standing up to the most powerful figures in the country. Yet the struggles were not just external. Diana battled her demons too. The princess, who appeared so radiant and confident in the public eye, confessed to struggling with bulimia and depression. These were battles fought in the silence of the palace walls, away from the flashing cameras and the adoring crowds. And then there was the breakdown of her marriage. What started as a fairy tale union was slowly unraveling, the cracks becoming too wide to hide. The world watched as their royal marriage crumbled, their personal issues played out in the public arena. The eventual divorce in 1996 was a painful punctuation to a tumultuous chapter in her life. But here's the thing about Princess Diana, she was candid about her struggles. She didn't shy away from discussing her mental health issues or the breakdown of her marriage. She humanized royalty, showed the world that beneath the crown and the title, she was a woman navigating through life's ups and downs. Yet, in the midst of her tumultuous personal life, Diana found a purpose that transcended royalty. Despite the turbulence, Diana discovered a path forged not by duty but by compassion and empathy. But that, dear listeners, is a story for another time. Diana's true legacy lies not in her royal title, but in her humanitarian work. In a world where titles often define people, Princess Diana defied the norm. She stepped out of the gilded cage of royalty to extend a helping hand to the needy, the sick, and the marginalized. Her regal charm was only outshone by her genuine warmth, compassion, and an innate ability to connect with people. Diana was not just a princess in title, she was a beacon of hope for many. One cannot talk about Diana's humanitarian efforts without mentioning her groundbreaking work in destigmatizing HIV/AIDS. In the late 80s, when the world was gripped by fear and misunderstanding of the disease, Diana showed the world that compassion was more potent than fear. She held hands with patients, hugged them, and comforted them at a time when even their families were afraid to touch them. Her actions spoke louder than words, breaking the stigma and shifting the global conversation around HIV/AIDS. But Diana's compassion didn't stop there. She became a formidable advocate against the use of landmines, an issue that was often overlooked amidst global politics and power struggles. Diana walked through active minefields in Angola, not for the thrill of it, but to highlight the devastating impact these weapons had on innocent lives. Her campaign was instrumental in the signing of the Ottawa Treaty, which sought to ban the use, production and transfer of anti-personnel mines. Diana's numerous charity endeavors further testified to her deep-seated compassion. She supported over 100 charities, focusing not just on the grand gestures, but also on the small acts of kindness that often go unnoticed. She visited hospitals, spent time with the elderly and the homeless, and advocated for children's welfare. Through her actions, Diana breathed life into her title, transforming it from a symbol of privilege to a symbol of service. She was a princess, yes, but she was so much more. She was a woman of compassion, a woman of action, a woman who used her position to make a difference. Diana may have been a princess, but she was also a champion for the people. In 1997, the world was shocked by the tragic news of Princess Diana's untimely death. A beacon of hope, compassion and resilience had been extinguished, leaving a void that was felt across the globe. An outpouring of grief swept nations, transcending borders and cultures. The people's princess, beloved by many, was no more. Yet, in the face of this profound sadness, Diana's legacy endured. Her philanthropic efforts, her championing of the downtrodden, and her tireless advocacy for change have left indelible marks on the world. She broke down barriers and challenged the status quo, showing us the power of empathy and kindness. Today, over 2 decades later, her influence continues to resonate. Her work lives on in the charities she supported, and her spirit is reflected in the actions of those she inspired. Princess Diana's life was a testament to the power of compassion and the human spirit. She may be gone, but her legacy continues to inspire millions around the world.